What's going on, everybody? Josh Engelman here for OddsShopper.com. Back again with the PrizePicks picks for Tuesday, March 7th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Josh Engelman for more PrizePicks content. It is Tuesday, which means it's Taco Tuesday. I will have another card out with my taco in it, at least one taco. Who knows what pops up later in the afternoon, but I will have that later today on my Twitter feed. Yesterday's results on the screen right now. We went 3-2 once again, which, as I've mentioned before, 60%. I'll take it every day. Long term, that's going to be good for us. Just shy on BAM. We need a little bit of help on BAM, a little bit of help on Van Vliet in both directions. If we can just get Van Vliet to go under by a bucket, BAM can go over by a bucket, we go 5-0. So we're dangerously close. Anunoby was easy. Murray was easy. Embiid was easy. I'll take 3-2. It's not fun. We don't get it all back, but we are primed and ready to go. 5 picks for today. Let's do it. First one up for today is going to be an under. That is going to be under 30.5 real points for SHAI GILGEOUS-ALEXANDER. This one's a little bit complicated, but just hear me out on this one. I think it'll make some sense. So Mark Daigneault came out before the last game and said that, SHAI is going to be limited and all that jazz. He immediately goes out and plays like 37 minutes. So I don't really know how to look into that. I gave him 34 minutes here. Do I think there's downside in those minutes? Do I think that he can come in lower, like 30 for today? I do. I think that we could see that just pop up randomly moving forward. But I don't think that 34 minutes is some sort of like outlandishly low projection. The line is set at 30.5. I got him at 28. I think it's a lot easier for us to see less SHAI or just less efficient SHAI today than I do that we're going to see him go out and play 37 minutes again. So I'm taking advantage now of this number being north of 30 real points. Let's take the under 30.5 real points on SGA. Next up, we're going to go to Desmond Bane. This time we're taking the over in assist at 4.5. I got him at 5.5. We see Desmond Bane get a really massive assist rate bump when Ja Morant isn't around. And unless you've been living under a rock, Ja Morant's not going to be playing today, and we don't necessarily know when he's going to be back. Now, Tyus Jones does hold down the point guard spot pretty well, but when Bane is staggered, one, he's just going to be running everything. But two, he's still going to be having that increased assist rate. 4.5 is too low. That is a rate that is probably more likely if Morant were in. I don't think this current line represents Desmond Bane's status on this team when Ja Morant doesn't play. So, over 4.5 assists for Desmond Bane. Next up, for our third prop, we're going over 2.5 made threes for Anthony Edwards. This is a hard one to really talk about. It's just a data thing. I got him projected for 3.1. This season, Anthony Edwards is averaging 2.7 made threes per game. I think that's pretty interesting that it's just slightly above. But the real reason I'm interested here, Philly has no issue giving up above the break threes, and Anthony Edwards is going to take more above the break threes than he is anywhere else. Philly is 21st in 3-point volume above the break for threes. So they have no problem. They're the 9th most team that gives up threes. That works for me. That's what I want to see. I want an opportunity where Anthony Edwards is just going to take more threes. The more volume we get out of Edwards, the more likely it is that he makes 3 of them. So over 2.5 threes made for Anthony Edwards. I think he's going to hit this one really early. Now, before we go any further, 2 things. 1, just sign up at PrizePicks if you haven't done that yet. Link in the description. Click it, head on over. Whatever you deposit, they're going to match up to $100. I think starting off with a $200 bankroll and watching this video is going to be a fairly lucrative thing for you. If we're picking, 60-ish% winners and you're just following along, taking the cards, you're going to build up a bankroll here. I can guarantee it. If you want additional help, Pick'em Pro. It's on the screen right now. 50% off your first week. It's going to be less than $5 as long as you use the promo code SCORE. Link in the description as well. We take all the props that are at PrizePicks, we apply our projections model to those props, and we give you the percentage chance they go over or under. Should make your PrizePicks life a lot easier, and you're not just relying on this video or my Twitter feed. You've also got a ton of data to back it up. Again, Pick'em Pro. You see it on the screen right there. 50% off using the promo code SCORE. Our next prop up is going to be Steph Curry. We're taking over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I got that line set at 39.9. And generally, my projection model is pessimistic to Steph Curry. So when I see him coming in this much higher, I know it's a spot that I want to be. We saw him come back on Sunday. He played pretty standard starter minutes. I think there's a little bit more that he can do out there. But from a minutes perspective, I'm not worried. He's not limited in any way. And he's got a really nice pace up matchup against Oklahoma City. I think the total in this game is around 240. That is an excellent offensive environment. There's still no Andrew Wiggins for the Warriors. I'm just happy to get to Steph, and obviously cheering for an over for Steph Curry is probably one of the more fun props you can get. And finally, we are closing this one out with an over, and an easy over in my eyes. That is over 13.5 rebounds for Anthony Davis. We know there's no LeBron James or Russell Westbrook around these parts anymore. D'Angelo Russell might be back today. That's probably a benefit for AD and has like no negative impact, which is kind of fun. I got him at 15.7. I'm 2 full rebounds above this number. So even if you think that I'm being incredibly optimistic, you can take off a full rebound and still like this prop. The Grizzlies are not a very good rebounding team if you actually dig into their data. They look like they are as a whole, but with Steven Adams gone and Brandon Clark gone, this is a very different rebounding team. They are 44th percentile in offensive rebounding rate, so that is a little bit below average. They are 11th percentile in defensive rebounding rate. These guys just do not get defensive rebounds. That could bode pretty well for offensive putbacks for AD. Normally you're going to get more rebounds on the defensive side, but he's got an opportunity to really clean up the offensive glass. I have no issue. This might be my favorite prop just because I don't really see the Grizzlies having any mechanism to slow down the rebounding of Anthony Davis. Over 13.5 points for the Brow. Sorry, over 13.5 rebounds for the Brow. My bad. Alrighty, folks, the picks are in. SGA under, Bane over, Anthony Edwards over, Steph Curry over, and Anthony Davis over in rebounds, by the way. Those are the picks. Don't forget about the taco later on this afternoon. That's going to be for your first card after 10:30 a.m. Good luck, everybody. Back again tomorrow to do it all again. Let's win some money, folks.